A new restaurant has made quite the splash since it opened this summer in Capitol Hill's Chophouse Roll. You've heard of dry-aged steak, but what about dry-aged fish? That's exactly what Sedan is known for, and today we're going to get a taste of the menu. Please welcome Chef Park to New Day. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me here.
Oh my gosh, okay, first, tell everybody about the restaurant, please.
So the Sedan is located in Capitol Hill in the Chophouse Row. We specialize in dry-aging seafood and also wood-fire grill. So we don't have any gas or anything. Everything is wood-fired and dry-aged. So everything takes time.
What about dry-aged fish? What do you love about it?
So the beauty of the dry-aging fish is we dry-age it within the controlled environment, within the lower temperature and right humidity and the right fan speed, so we get this air circulated. It intensifies the flavor of the fish. A lot of people would think if the fish is staying in the ice, it will be more fresh, which is absolutely not true. So the moment the fish touches with this tap water and everything, you start cooking and oxidize the fish. So we try to minimize that process, and we keep it very clean, and we hang it. It depends on the fish. Some of them goes to 3 days, 4 days. Some of them go up to two weeks or 3 weeks.
This is so interesting. Yeah. You brought a very interesting, this is like a wood fire.
Yeah,
like,
this is a charcoal. I just wanted to duplicate what we offer in our restaurants. So this is what we're going to use today.
Okay, let's get going then. Right. What are we making?
So today we're going to use a black cod. We've been dry aged about a week. So as you can see, it's nice and dry. It's almost like leathery.
Okay, I'm going to touch it.
Yeah, nice
you're right, leathery.
Yeah, and what we're going to do is we're going to use the smoked grates here. And we always like to brush with some mayo on the skin so it doesn't stick.
Oh.
This is a trick that we use. So
I was going to say mayo is different than I don't know why I would think butter or olive oil or something else.
What mayo it has is it's got oil and eggs and all this, other stuff that helps to not stick to the grill.
Okay.
So we're gonna
and
keep
when
the grill.
do you know, like, how long is something like this on the grill for? When do you know it's done? Walk me through the process.
You can use either a little cake tester, make sure it's nice and warm, or use your hand, make sure the firmness, and the fish tends to get flaky. So what we have here is we have a charcoal, and we left this dry-aged fish here, and then we're gonna glaze it with a tare sauce. This is a koji tare that we make in-house. The koji is fermented. We make a little fermentation. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create a small oven almost like this.
Ooh.
And if you want, you can taste a little bit of this tare. It's got a little sweet to it.
I would love
and
to.
Touch of fermentation.
So not spicy or anything, just a little sweet?
No, it's more of a sweeter side. The sweet is naturally coming from the rice.
Ooh. That is my fave.
Yeah.
That is really, really good. What are some other dishes that are orders on the menu, popular?
Well, the biggest, I think the most popular or most, my favorite dish would be a grilled tuna steak. So we dry age tuna for about 2 weeks, and we serve with the bone in, because I wanted to duplicate some sort of like a steak without having steak, because we're a seafood restaurant, so we don't really have like tomahawk, but it's like our version of tomahawk tuna steak.
Ooh, okay, very interesting. Yeah. How do you come up with all these ideas? Your mind must constantly just be working.
No, always trying to look for something that's new and something exciting and something fun. Yeah. And I feel like we're in central city of the seafood, so I thought, what can we do?
Yeah, we got to really lean into that.
Yes, yes.
Okay, and you have
so I'm gonna make some sauce here. That's gonna go with this one. So the black cod is quite rich, and this tare is kind of sweet. So we want to counterbalance it. We use here some sour cream.
Sour cream. I was gonna say, is that Greek yogurt or what is that?
Yeah, it's actually sour cream. Some buttermilk.
Ooh.
So this is called wasabi buttermilk emulsion, and we have some yuzu juice. So what yuzu does is, unlike the lemon, it's a lot more subtle. It's not very strong, and I think that's the
still a little bit of zest.
Yeah, I want you to try a little bit.
I was kind of hoping that you'll just have me try everything with these cute little spoons.
It's also kind of floral.
Oh, I really like that. Yeah, I would just drink that.
Yeah, it's actually quite common. Do people just
drink that?
In Korea, yes.
Oh.
We mix it with like sparkling water, a little bit of simple syrup, and we drink it as a juice,
absolutely
or even
fantastic.
A tea. Yeah.
I've never tried that. Oh, wow. Okay, bury me in that.
So here we have wasabi, yuzu juice, sour cream, and buttermilk, and then we just kind of mix it.
Okay.
Right? And this is going to be our basic sauce.
Does this go all over, or do you put this on the side?
No, we go on side, but in a restaurant, what we do is we put into ISI can, which is a siphon here with this gas, so we create another layer of the texture, almost like foamy, and that's what we're going to use today. So this one, we make it, and we put in the canister with the gas, and that's it.
Okay.
So this is how the sauce is made.
The texture looks great, perfect.
And then this is it.
Okay, how's everything going?
Everything's good. I'm just keep checking.
A little time. What else did you bring here for me?
So here I bought some barramundi. This is Opal barramundi from Australia. We dry age about 7 days. We also have on the bottom some kumquat, a fermented juice. And then there's some sancho berry and also some Asian pear on the bottom.
Wow.
So what it wants a little bit funky, sweet. The barramundi itself is very sweet. As it ages, it intensifies the flavor and also the fat.
Okay, and what's this one?
That is called madai, which is Japanese red snapper. It's from Japan. We put some shiso oil on the bottom, and in between we can create some sort of a texture and also almost like a wasabi with this watermelon radish. And the umeboshi foam will go on top, and I want you to put in here. Just try to cover it up, and that's the whole idea of it. You try to make this beautiful
you don't have
dish,
to probably
and then
even
we
shake it up. No.
Just tap it, and be generous.
Oh my God!
It's okay.
Everything's
You go a
going
little bit
wrong,
here.
Chef. Okay. Oh wow.
So you can just go all over this dish.
Oh
It's
my
very
God!
light. Okay.
Like this?
Yeah, that's it. I know. We don't do it like this, but it looks great. And then we want to tap it with some seaweed powder.
Oh gosh, this is so fancy.
Yeah,
okay.
just like that. So the idea is the way we eat seafood in Korea is we wrap it with seaweed and some sesame oil. So the umeboshi foam has a bit of sesame oil, so I wanted to create that kind of idea in a different way.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry that I didn't make that look
okay.
as pretty
It
as
looks
they can come to Capitol Hill.
Yeah.
What is this? What did you bring here too?
That's actually dry
I'm gonna try
age.
this.
Yeah, give it a try. That's a dry age, the whole black cod fillet. I just wanted to show.
Oh.
So as you get dry age, it's nice and dry. You can see. And if you look at the flash, see how it's nice, but also you get more fat content because all the moisture has been evaporated. And almost like you start getting these oils coming out, and that's just like the steak. So you intensify the flavor, you keep the freshness, and then we finish in the wood fire.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we
Yeah.
have about 1:30. How's everything looking with our
good.
dish?
It's getting close.
Yeah.
So every time fish sticks, you hit it, it'll bounce off the grill. See, it doesn't get stuck.
That is looking amazing.
Yeah, so
I understand you've been in the Seattle dining scene too for nearly 2 decades. How do you feel about making, your mark on the city?
Running a restaurant, it's getting more challenge every day, the rise of the cost and everything. But we're still here. We work hard in the restaurant industry to see how people enjoy our food and having good time, and that's what matters the most.
Definitely.
And that's just joy of our industry, I guess.
Okay, can we plate it in less than a minute, my friend?
Absolutely. So we're going to plate this.
I know you're used to the stress in the restaurant, so here we go.
All right, here we go. So we have tapped all the fish, make sure it's out.
Yep,
right?
looks
And
perfect.
then we're going to lift it up. Oops. And then we're going to put it in the plates.
Okay.
We go a little slightly off center.
And I'll let you do
Yeah.
all the finishing touches
Sounds
so I
good.
don't mess this up, Chef
And then we
Park.
pair with a pickled green tomato. This
Okay.
really changes, depends on what's available. The pickled green tomato has very, almost like fruity, but it's got good texture. I don't know if you want to try. I got one more extra spoon. You want to try this?
I mean, why not?
So we use a rice vinegar, slightly sweeter, but also you have this good acid.
Oh, that's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, we don't want to really use a sharp acid because, the fresh fish doesn't really need a sharp lemon juice. You just want that kind of balances out.
Right. And then how do you finish this up?
This is the sauce that we made, and what we want to do is we want to tap it.
I'm tasting this one over here.
Yeah, please do. And then,
Holy smokes.
like that.
All the flavors are really working. How do you finish it too? It's so good.
Yeah, we put some dill.
Dill?
I love the dill, the licorice flavor. And then we finish it with some herb oil.
Oh, you're amazing, Chef. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for being here. This was so cool.